I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, it's free to protest. Yeah. Okay. Outside the church, maybe. You're going to barge into a church service? I mean, Jesus.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE in St. Paul. So someone who claims to worship God, teaching people in this church about God, is out there overseeing ICE agents. Think about what we've experienced. The murder of Renee Good at the hands of ICE.
It's funny how all of a sudden people care about fucking white women. I'm really sorry. This is going to get me feisty. For the longest time, up until Renee, no one gave a shit about the white woman, right? Now, all of a sudden, everyone's crying about the white woman. Come the fork on.
Venezuelan national shot by ICE, a 6-month-old baby who almost died as a result of ICE unleashing military-grade weapons on our community. How dare you claim to be a pastor of God and you are involved in evil in our community?
Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
We're about worship.
These folks.
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them?
No, church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday, and we were interrupted by this group of protesters. Yeah. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
The funny thing is, do you see the, as much as he's distraught, do you see the calmness in Homeboy's face? He is literally like, we asked him to leave, and they won't leave. He is sitting there very calmly, which is, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever. A lot of people on the right, they are a lot more calm and understanding, use common sense, don't retaliate. Weird. Okay, so they just keep yelling freaking ICE out repeatedly there, which is slightly annoying. Then we got our Mr. Don Lemon. Don Lemon. The freaking dildo extreme. Teehee.
That they invited folks out.
This is
an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere. They don't expect us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual.
So right now it's kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them.
Yeah, okay.
Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there's someone here, Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church.
Our church had gathered for worship, which we do every Sunday. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left.
So this is what the First Amendment is about the freedom to protest.
There's a varying array of views in this church
Right.
on politics of immigration. Recognize the complexity of the issue.
This shows you just how divided America is. When you look at the protesters here, and then you look at the people there who are praying.
Yeah,
And
look at that. The peaceful people on the right who are just there to worship Jesus are sitting there peacefully trying to do so. And what are y'all doing? Being assholes, as per usual.
You know what was the interesting thing? If these two groups could just get together, they might figure out what to do.
I don't necessarily agree with everything that's going on in the Twin Cities right now, but I don't think it's good to fight fire with fire. I think it's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look.
Oh, was it that interesting? Yeah, kids.
And
Kids
you
were
know,
there.
I've imagined it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here.
Yes, and you were part of that. You were part of the traumatizing of children by busting in and traumatizing poor children while they were just there to worship Jesus. Whether you're religious or not, still, it's not okay. It's unacceptable. It literally is. And it's funny because they went after the churches and stuff like that during COVID too. Weird. Oh, I'm seeing so many similarities here, but yet on one side, the left was so quick to turn on the neighbors, and on this side, now that it has to do with actual criminals, they're protecting them. Huh. Weird.
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of
Agreed.
Christians in worship. So,
But there were folks who will
that's what, I have to take care of my flock. And
okay,
my
but listen,
family.
we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Okay. Freedom to assemble and protest and freedom of speech, again, I will say is funny because when it has to do with the people on the left, they can say or do whatever the hell that is that they want to do. But people on the right, they are not allowed to say anything because then they will actually violently and physically be attacked just by opening up their mouth. You want to protest, you want to do it outside the church, even though that is still disrupting and disrespectful. Okay, fine. You're outside the church. You barged into a church service where there are children. And yet you feel good about yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's disgusting. You've literally helped traumatize children, and yet you feel good about it because, we're fighting for the criminals.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I'm going to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Do you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and
worship.
love these folks?
We're about.
You hear that? Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and love these folks? What are really? Okay, in the form of, I guess, religion and Jesus Christ, yeah, probably he would understand and love them. However, doesn't mean that he would think it's right. You're literally
Praying the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
One is willing.
Did you try to talk to them? Did you try to talk to them? No one is willing to talk. How are you going to go talk to them when someone is yelling in your face and screaming at them, listen to me, do as I say, listen to what I'm saying? How are you supposed to have a conversation with that? Nope, nobody wants to talk. It was the same even when it came to Ottawa in Canada and the Freedom Convoy. No, no one wanted to talk. They just kept yelling, you're a terrorist, you're this, you're that. No one actually wanted to have a conversation. They were there to have a conversation. You didn't want to have a conversation. I'm pretty sure homeboy here, if someone were to walk up to him and be like, hey, let's have a conversation, maybe not during a church service, just saying, that he'd probably be willing to have a conversation. But you guys are being extremely disrespectful. So
to talk. Okay. I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here.
I'm always here to worship. I'm a Christian. Then why the fork are you in a church with people who are disrupting a service? How is that Christian? How is attacking people in a place of God being Christian? So shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're absolutely being ridiculous. Very, very angry about this whole thing. You couldn't tell. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. The left is so far gone. And the thing is, I understand there being some sort of outrage on one side of it where, innocent people maybe being detained, actually, not just, hearsay or whatever, and people being injured or whatever. But there's so much more. So hold on. I was just giving here the Freedom of Access Clinic Entrance Act is in 1994 U.S. federal law making it a crime to use force, threats, or physical obstruction to block access to reproductive health services or places of worship, aka churches, protecting patients and providers from the intimidation and damage. It allows the criminal prosecution and civil lawsuits for violations covering activities like violence, threats, and property damage in the clinics and religious sites, and remains a key, though debated, law for ensuring access to care. The key provisions: it prohibits actions using force of threats, physical obstruction to interfere with someone getting or providing reproductive health services or religious freedom in a place of worship, protects the property, prohibits international damaging and destroying of reproductive health facilities and places of worship. Enforcement: authorities in the U.S. government, general, state, local attorneys, or aggravated parties to bring civil ceases for injunctions, damage, and penalties. So it's actually against the law. You shouldn't, like, the understanding left, people. The understanding left. Do better. Do better. I understand people are going to be angry, but do you not, in some situations, but do you not understand the purpose of what ICE is doing? They are trying to get rid of the criminals, and you people are literally stopping them from getting rid of actual criminals. And you're attacking people. You yourself are using violence. You sit there and cry about the fact that Renee Goods got shot after hitting an officer, might I add. But you guys are literally going to places and attacking people like Jake Lang or Nick Sorter. You're using violence against them. Jake Lang got stabbed. Like, you're going into a church, you're attacking people, you're traumatizing people. Like, what are you doing? How do you expect anybody to actually listen to you or take you guys seriously or have a conversation with you when these are the things that you're doing? I know I wouldn't want to have a conversation with someone who's literally yelling at me in my face, attacking me, and be able to have a conversation with them. Where's the conversation? There is no conversation. Okay, hold on. I was just sent this video. Let's play this. So, from Harmeet Dillon, whatever. No one has the right to protest by trespassing onto a private house, especially the house of God Almighty. Freedoms of the press does not protect journalists nor anyone else, and they are actively committed crimes. Yeah, I agree.
You don't have a right to protest in somebody's house, and that was God's house. And the First Amendment does not apply to your barging in as a trespasser into God's house and literally violating federal law by disrupting a worship in progress and terrorizing children and moms and making them cry and running out the back door. And then he goes out and he says, this was the whole purpose. We want to put people in fear so that they rethink their policies. No. Not in a house of worship, a sanctuary of God. It is outrageous behavior. And by the way, outside he's backtracking, and I think he realizes he's in hot water now by some of his statements he made yesterday to try to clean up what he did after he got activated, and the Attorney General got activated on this. But the First Amendment does not protect journalists when they're committing crimes themselves. You don't have a right to protest in some.
Which I completely agree with. I mean, Don Lemon is a special character as it is. But the fact that he's like, I'm not part of this whole thing, I'm just reporting on it. Are you being serious right now? For one, you went in there with the people who were part of the protest. Two, you're literally talking to the pastor and saying bullshit like, well, I mean, shouldn't you be more Christian? Shouldn't you listen to what they have to say? What is it they're saying except from the same thing over and over again, yelling in your face? That's not having a conversation. You want to have a conversation, be like, hey, can we sit down and have a convo? Just like I've opened up and we've opened up many times to people who don't have the same points of view as we do. Our show we did on Saturday was with somebody who doesn't have the same ideology as we might, has different points of view. We welcome that, to actually have a conversation, to have a discourse, to have a debate peacefully, without attacking, without violence. Like, do better, people. Like, just actually think about it. Think about all the shit that's going on. Again, I will say, everybody is complaining right now and trying to protect criminals because, they're trying to get you to rat on your neighbors when you were so quick, or when they were so quick to do so through COVID. Think of what the government and your neighbors did through COVID, and then tell me that we need to then all of a sudden protect and to do this and to do that and don't listen to this. It all literally has to do with the fact that it was a big orange man. If it was freaking Biden or Kamala that was doing the same thing right now, y'all would be cheering. Yeah, get the criminals out. Why are you guys protecting criminals? I understand you being outraged if innocent people are getting hurt. I understand that. Voice your opinion. But when it comes to you literally impeding them getting rid of actual criminals, people who are essaying children, raping people, you would want to protect that? Are you being serious? Like, I mean, you got the, what is that called? The dark side of your mind that kicks in and wants to be like, I hope it happens to you so that maybe you'll understand. But I don't wish that upon anybody. I really don't. And the fact that you guys are protecting these people, like, I can't even imagine looking in the face of a parent whose child was essayed by somebody who did not belong here and be like, I'm going to protect my neighbor because he was kind to me. I can't. It makes no sense. I think in some situations, the ICE agents are going a little bit further than they may need to go. I think in large part, they are literally being attacked everywhere they go. And to be fair, if you were going out and every time you were on your way to work, people are attacking you, they're coming at you, they're literally not allowing you to get to work, you're late all the time, eventually you're just going to have enough and you're going to get pissed off. And unfortunately, I think because there's too many people impeding on what these agents are trying to do, that's exactly what's happening, is they're getting pissed off. And they're just like, okay, you talk different, you look different, come with me. Like, their patience is just gone. And I'm not saying that that's okay for innocent people to get hurt. But there needs to be understanding on both sides of this situation, and what the left is doing right now is absolutely insanity. They are creating a much more hostile, violent outcome than needs to be. They're just making things so much worse. And they need to just fucking be better. That's right. I'm just going to let it out. Fucking be better. Anyway, I think I've harped on this situation long enough. And I want to thank every single one of you who has been with me through this ride and took the time out of your day to come sit with me and listen to the insanity going on in the world today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside and really helps me out. And helps get the word out. Helps get words out of the other side. People who actually have a brain. Anyway, we are live every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, and every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central. So come check us out. You can also check us out in all the places listed in the description box below. All the videos I showed today and everything that I talked about is also listed in the description box. So watch it yourself, make your own opinions, do that fun stuff. But to anybody who is on our side, don't let our voices get shut. Don't let this psycho left win. Share us. Get us out there. I'll see you again on Wednesday. I'm out.